Welcome to day 4 of our 100 days of coding. We started something on our last tutorial, though we exceeded the time we set out for it. That was why we didn't finish it on that tutorial, but I'm going to try to finish it on this tutorial, and then we are going to progress as well. Yeah, so for this guy, we are just going to jump right into it and continue from where we stopped. So this was our code, this was where we stopped, this was what we did already. Yeah, so we were able to center our items to the middle of our wrapper div. Yeah, you can see how useful divs can be. You can use it whatever way you want, however you want. Yeah, maybe in the future we are going to create, I'm going to show you how to create background image, but let's just finish this guy for now. Yeah, so let's go back to our code. Let's jump back to our code. I think we are done styling our wrapper. Now let's come to our contents. Let's style our contents. Yeah, so Control C for contents. Let's come here and then dots, then Control V. Sorry, here's the contents, and then so now let's give it a, now since it's the only one, we don't need to give it a margin. Let's just give it a padding. Now there are ways you can give padding. There's inline padding, there's single item padding. So you can give a padding top. You can specify padding top to give a particular amount of padding to the top. You can give padding left, right, center, or you can do it this way. You can write it all in one line. So let's say padding top of 20 pixels or 2 rem, anyone you want to use, and then side, that's side of 10 pixels, 10 pixels, then 10 pixels again. Then for bottom, let's just give it 8 pixels. Oh, okay. Please, I'm coming. I'm going to pause for now, and then I'm going to try to come. Let me answer this call. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. I had to answer someone here. And this video is, I'm not going to edit it out. That's a problem. I think I need to work on the video editor and maybe a better sound. But as we go on, we are going to improve on that. So now let's give it a padding of 8 pixels for the bottom. Let's see, and then let's save it, and then let's see what we have. I don't think we are going to see anything now, so let's give it a border. No, I wanted a border of 1 pixel. It should be solid, and then the color should be gray. So let's save now, and I think we are going to see if the pixel reflected or not. I'm not sure the pixel reflected. It didn't reflect. Why? Because of those commas we used. We were not supposed to use comma. so it's just space, no need for comma. That's the log I wrote plain CSS, so I've so okay, we didn't save our change, so I think it should. Okay, now you can see it's reflecting now here. You can see this in our border is reflecting now. Yeah, so that's just it for the border and the padding. That's one way you can put padding. You can see the up padding is bigger, this side and this side are the same. This side is 8 pixels. Yeah, so that's it. So now let's increase, let's style it, and let's do some other things on it. So while we have this padding, should we take out the border? Let's just give it box shadow instead of border. Yeah, let's just give it box shadow. A box shadow of okay, it's like I forgot how to insert box shadow. Wow. Okay, let's go to W3 School and let's ask W3 School some questions on how to insert box shadow. Wow. Okay, someone just came inside right now. Okay, so let's ask W3 School. So you see, programming no be play or so box shadow. Let's just come here, trial HTML, and then I think it's supposed to be okay. This is search bar here. Let's just open a new tab and then say box shadow W3 School. Okay, I think it's okay. That's all we want. CSS box shadow properties W3 School. Okay, so now this is our box shadow. You can see here, this is an example of box shadow and how it should be. So this is for the X and Y, and then this is the color of it here. This is just it. I think you can also indicate how you want how the opacity of it also. I think you can also indicate on it. So please make your research on box shadow. It has been long I use plain CSS. I've always used CSS frameworks like Tailwinds, Bootstrap, and all those guys. Yeah, and they are quite different. I think Bootstrap is very similar to plain CSS. If you are using Bootstrap, you are going to be writing plenty of plain CSS actually. So I think this would work. Box shadow. Let's give it a background of white. You can use background. You can use background color of white. Whichever one suits you. Please, I would advise you to also make your own research on these guys and see other better ways you can write this thing. So let's give it a height now of let's just say 300 pixels. I don't know. And then let's give it a width of let's say 400 pixels or so. Let's see how it will look. Let's see if there's no design template for it, so that's why we're just doing whatever comes to the head. So okay, you can see our shadow is showing, but we don't really like this kind of shadow. We want it to be a little bit blur, opacity and all that stuff. So let's go to W3 School and let's see how we can add opacity to it. So how do we insert opacity to it? Is there, okay, it's not here. Let's click on next. Box sizing properties. So let's just go back and let's type box shadow opacity. Box shadow opacity W3 School. So okay, this is a complete tutorial on it. So this is it without specifying a color. Now we specify the color, or they specify the color, not we. I didn't do anything there. So now there's an opacity here. Now the opacity here now is this 5 pixel. Yeah, so we are now telling it to go 5 pixel, and then this one now is the blow. Now this is blow. So now this is how the spread, the x and y spread. This is the opacity, and then this is the blow. Yeah, so basically that's it. And then we have this guy also. So let's see, let's add an opacity to it of, let's say 6 pixels. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, you can see now, you can see the opacity has now, it's no longer that strong. Let's just make it 2 pixels. It's too strong for my liking. Let's just say 2 pixels. So it gives it that pops up feel. Let's see what we are doing first. Sorry, Control S. So I'm showing you raw how you can write. So as you can see, 2 pixels is not even showing, there's no effect on it. So let's increase it to maybe 10 pixels. 10 pixels. Now let's see how it affects it. Okay, we've not saved what we are doing here. Let's save it, and then okay, I think this is better. Let's just reduce this guy to maybe 7. So now when you are developing, most times you need to have everything defined. You need to have like a UI you want to replicate and all that stuff, so that it will save you all these value changing values and all that stuff. Yeah, if you have a UI you want to replicate, or a UI you need to replicate, then it's easier and cooler for you to start writing. So it just replicates everything on the UI. So now let's give it a background, a border radius as well. A border radius of let's just say 20 pixels as well. So let's see how it looks. Okay, we didn't save. This saving, I'm saving. You know, before now I was using an auto save, so I didn't have to worry about saving manually. But right now I have to save manually and all that. So did it reflect anything? It reflects, but it's very small. How is? Oh, I gave it a border instead of border radius. Border radius of 20 pixels. Okay, so now we can see it's now looking a bit classy and all that, but I still think the radius is too big, so let's give it 15 pixels. So as time goes on, we are going to be talking about design, how to understand design and how to replicate design. So we are going to be touching on Figma. I think we are going to have like maybe a 1 day or 2 days class specifically on Figma. Yeah. So right now we are done with our content div. As you can see, we've styled it the way we want it to be. So now let's start styling our form. Yeah, so let's come to our form, and then let's go to the HTML form. We give it a class of form. So first of all, let's add some styles here. Let's make this guy display as flex, so that the form will be in the middle. So we didn't close this guy here. Display as flex, and then let's justify it to the center. Then let's align the items to the center as well. So now this should put our form in the center of it. So let's see if it reflects. So you can see our form is now in the center of it here. So this is a very easy way to center items. Maybe you want something to be at the center, you can just give the parent container a flex, then from the parent container you can justify everything inside it to be at the center, or you can also put it to the side wherever you want to put it. You can make research on it to understand it very well. So now let's come to the form. So you can see our CSS code is very plenty. Imagine we are writing this code inside our HTML document. It's not funny, it's not friendly at all. So let's just put here form, and then let's open a curly brace, and then let's give a padding. Now we are going to give padding. Top and bottom will be the same, so we'll just say padding. Top will be, let's say, 15 pixels, and then the two sides will be 10 pixels. That's all for the padding. Yeah. So now let's start styling our individual item. It's as if with the sound is echoing. I think we need to work on the sound. We seriously need gadgets, to be honest. So we have our padding for our form. What else do we need to do? I think that's all for the form. Yeah. So now let's go to the items. Yeah. So remember we gave item here. We gave each class an item. Yeah. We gave each class an item. Yeah. So we are going to style the item here first for each class. So you are going to see why we gave double class to it now. So we want something to affect all the divs that we have there, but also to be able to add separate style to the div as well. So let's just give it a margin top. Yeah, let's give it a margin top. Okay, let's just use margin top of, let's say, 4 pixels. Yeah, and then let's save it, and now let's see what happens to it. Okay, nothing really happens. Why is that? Okay, let's make it 5 pixels, or let's make it 10 pixels. Let's see why is that not happening. Why did nothing happen? So we saved, nothing is still happening here. There's supposed to be like a space. All the items is supposed to have this space. Okay, so let's try to let's see here. We have items. Okay, our first class is full name, then we have item, and then every other class has. Okay, now the problem is this is spelled item, the rest is spelled whatever, I don't know. Control C. So it's affecting the first one, not the rest. Control V, Control V, Control V. So this is just basic bugs. Yeah, this is just basic bugs. This is not really difficult bugs to fix though, but it still sits on that bug. Yeah, button. Sorry, item. So that's it. I think it should work now. Let's save this guy first. So now let's come here, and then you can see there's now space. Each of them is now carrying a space here. Okay, I have another call. Let me just take this call. Please, I'll be right back. You guys. Okay, I'm back again. So now we've created a space. Sorry, I had to leave again. Yeah. Normally, I think it would be nice if I can just edit it out, but we have this guy already. Now let's style our input. Yeah, you can see now the items we gave to um, each div here enabled us to just write one style so that we don't have to repeat the style. So you can see we gave it an item and then we just styled it using the item and gave it space. So this is a way you can, maybe you want to style multiple items, you want them to be styled in a particular way. You can just give them the same class name or div name and then write the style just in one place and everything takes to shape. Yeah, so now let's come down and look at them in depth, and now let's start looking at them in depth. Okay, I think that's basically the styles, except you just want to display it as flex, and then that's, I think that's just basically it. So this is basically from, we are not going to go too complex for this guy. I just want to leave it like this because already we are approaching 30 minutes already, and the last tutorial we went beyond 30 minutes. So now let's style this button and let's make it go to a new page. Yeah, let's make it go to a new page. So let's just go here, come to our HTML in our anchor tag. Let's create a page. Let's just come here and then create a new file, call it profile.html, and then let's use our boilerplate, and then let's just change it to profile. So in here, let's first of all, let's create a folder for our image. This is the folder for our image. Now let's go and look for an image, and then let's just drag and drop into that place. Let's just come here, let's go to downloads. Okay, I think we are going to get a good image from here. I don't want to use an image of myself. There was one image I saw. That's what I'm looking for actually. Okay, I think we can just let's use this one. Let's just drag it and drop it inside the image. Yeah, so we have it. Let's rename it. It's having one funny, let's call it profile as well. So profile, so we've renamed the image. Now we want to create our profile. Here let's just give it a div, div dot profile. So we are creating a class name of profile as well. Yeah, so div dot profile, and then let's insert the image inside. So let's just use the ing tag, and then let's say our source, let's call here a profile picture, our alt tag first. So let's call here a profile picture. Yeah, so now for here source, now you just hit on slash inside to 3, go to day 3, go to images and select profile. Yep, so we've gotten our image here. Now let's give this guy a class of image as well, or let's call it profile image. Profile. Let's use camel cases, so the I should be in capital letter. So now let's link our style here so that we can style this file too. So let's just link, and then let's go to slash day 3, then style.css. So it's linked already. Yeah, so now we are done with here. Let's go to our CSS now, and then let's style our profile first. Oh, sorry, we didn't create a wrapper for this guy, so let's just cut everything. I don't like styling the body, so let's just cut everything, Ctrl X, and then let's create a new div called wrapper. No, we already have a wrapper, so let's call it profile wrapper. Profile wrapper. Now something happened now that I hope you guys noticed. Yeah, I was about naming a div wrapper, then I remember that I've already named another div wrapper. So also, as long as you are linking a particular file to the same CSS, make sure that the names are not repeating themselves. Yeah, so I had to change this guy to profile wrapper because I don't want it to repeat itself. I don't want the class name I gave. Remember, we gave a class name of wrapper, so I didn't want to repeat it. Otherwise, if I name that class wrapper, everything I did here is going to affect the wrapper. So let's even see. Do we want it to affect the wrapper? Yes, I think it can affect the wrapper. It's just basically the same thing I want to do. So let's just change it to wrapper instead. I think the styles are the same thing. So there's no point rewriting new styles. So let's just focus on our profile. Yeah, let's just focus on our profile now. So the styles here are the same thing, are what we want to happen in the profile. Yeah, if I'm to write this style, I'll write the same thing again, so there's no point doing it. Let's just create our profile so that we can save time. Yeah, so now we want a border radius of border radius of 50%, so it should be round. Yeah, we want the border radius to be round, and let's just copy our background. Yeah, sorry, our box size. Let's just copy it, our box size from here. Let's just copy it and paste it there. Now this is not a good practice. I would advise you guys to just type it out so that you build more muscle memory. Yeah, so that you can build muscle memory and all that stuff. So now we've done this. Now let's go to our image, and then let's copy our profile image class. Let's come here. Let's try to be fast. We are 30 minutes already. See, all the time we've been writing this code, we've never been able to beat that 30 minutes mark. We've always gone. So now let's give this a width of 100%, so that to take 100% of the parent div of 100%, so that to take 100% of the parent div. Yeah, let's give it a height of 100%, so that to take 100% of the height of the parent div I think that's basically it. So now let's come to our page. Inside our link here, our anchor tag, let's just put slash, take us to 3. Let me type it out. To 3 slash day3 slash profile. That's what we want, profile.html. So now we are linking it, this button. Now when you click on this submit button, it goes to our profile. So let's style this submit button. We have btn here. Yeah, so let's just come here and let's style our btn. So let's say .btn, and then let's give it a padding of let's say on the x and y axis, that's top and bottom. Sorry, on the x axis, top and bottom, let's give it a 6 pixels, and then on the both sides, let's give it 12. I like to double it, so I like to give whatever I'm giving on the top and bottom. I double it on the both sides here, and then let's give it a color. So the text color should be white, while the background, the background color should be blue. What am I spelling? The background color should be blue. Yeah, so I think this is all for it. Let's Ctrl S. So now let's go and see our page. So now we can see so now let's remove the background. So let's come here and let's say background and border should be none. So we don't want a border radius of, let's say, 10 pixels, and then let's give it a width of let's say, let me introduce something new. 5 rem is also a unit of calculation in CSS. So you can see our button has changed. Now the width is still small. Let's give it 8 rems. So 8 rems. I don't really know the calculation. I'll find out. And so now we have a button that is looking a little bit better. So let's align self to the center. And then save it. Did you save? Okay. So now let's refresh. Let's hover on it first and let's see. As you can see at the bottom here, you will see where it will link us to. So if we click here, it should link us to our profile. So on clicking here, it should link us to our profile. So it won't go because this button is a submit button, so it will submit our form instead of taking us to a link. So instead of this, let's change it. Let's go and use a different button. So for those of you who will be writing this thing, you are going to encounter this challenge. But so now let's come here. Instead of this guy, let's just take it here. We can use a div, or we can use a button class itself. So button, and then let's just use register, and then let's give it a class of btn. So basically all the styles we used on the btn would affect it. So it's still the same thing, you can see. So right now we can click on it and it's still not going. Why is it? It's okay, it's still submitting. It's inside a form. Yeah, it's inside a form, so it will not go. Instead it will submit the form. Yeah, but now we are not going to work on submitting forms. Instead, I just want this guy to be linked to something else. So what we can just do is just come here, take out this class and paste it inside our anchor tag, our a tag. Ctrl X. Let's paste the class inside our anchor tag, and let's just remove this guy here. So now our anchor tag is now a button. Remember that we styled the anchor tag from our CSS, so now it should work. Yeah, our btn is being styled from our CSS, so now it should work. So you've seen some basic challenge we faced right now. Yeah, as you can see, there's an underline on it, so we can just use text decoration. Text decoration of none. We don't want anything. Text decoration of none. Save it. Let's see if it removes our underline. Yes, it has removed the underline from it here. So now it's now looking more like a button. Yeah, it's now looking more like a button. So now when we click on our anchor tag, it takes us to our profile picture. Now there's a problem. As you can see, there's a problem. So let's go to our profile picture and let's see what happened. So let's see our style. We have a wrapper, and then we have a profile picture. We gave it a width of 100%. Okay, here we didn't specify the width for the profile, for the div, um, the parent div of the image, so let's give it a width. So these are challenges you are going to face. You are seeing me real solving it here. You are seeing me real facing these challenges and solving them as well. So let's give it a width of let's just say 100 pixels width, and then a height as well of 100 pixels, a height of 100 pixels. So this should solve that problem we have earlier of it being too big. So yes, we've solved the problem, but it's too small. So let's increase it to 200 pixels. So basically what we are doing here now is we are styling the parent div, which is this guy, this div here, the parent div. We are styling it and we are giving it a particular shape, which is we are telling it the radius to be 50%, which is the same thing as saying it should be circle. It should be in a circle form here. Now we are giving the background, we are specifying a height, and then this is a child div to this guy. To this guy here, to the profile. The profile image is a child div. Is a child to the profile. Yeah, the profile image is a child to the profile. So we are telling it now, take 100% of the width of your parents, which is the profile. Yeah. So now the width here is 200%. We are telling it, the width here now is 200 pixels, and we are telling it to take 100% of the 200 pixels, so it's going to fit in correct. So let's see it now. It's big and it has taken it. So now let's remove the height here. We didn't save. And then let's just put this guy inside here also. This is one way of solving the problem of that guy coming out. There are other ways you can solve it. Yeah. There's a problem with this now. Yeah. We didn't specify the height, so let's give it a height of 100%. Height of 100%. So we've exceeded our 30 minutes. So now we can see it's now seated right inside it. Yeah, the image as it looks distorted. Yeah, but basically we've gotten what we want to happen. So when you go back here, you click register, it takes you here. This is basically what we want to happen. Now the styling is just extra, we just put and all that stuff. So thank you guys. This is our day 4, 100 days of coding. I think with the knowledge we have now, we can start building probably landing pages and all that. So maybe in the next tutorial we'll start building a landing page. Yeah, so I'll make research for a good landing page we can build. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for your time and efforts. Peace out.